Diddy's defense faces tough legal hurdles in sex trafficking case. As the trial of Sean Diddy Combs rapidly approaches, a legal storm brews over whether the music mogul's defense team can present expert testimony regarding his mental state. Prosecutors in the high-profile sex trafficking case are pushing to exclude expert testimony that could suggest Combs, 54, had diminished mental capacity, which could potentially affect the charges he's facing. The key issue at hand? Whether Combs had the mental clarity to commit the crimes he's been accused of, particularly concerning the alleged sex trafficking operation he ran through his empire. The prosecution filed court documents on Sunday, arguing that the testimony of Dr. Elie Aoun, who was set to testify on behalf of Diddy's defense, should be kept from the jury. The government claims that the defense missed a critical deadline for notifying the court about the expert's involvement, which was required to present evidence of how substances like drugs and alcohol might have impacted Combs' memory or cognitive function. Essentially, the prosecution says the defense missed their chance to bring in such evidence and now seeks to introduce it late in the game. But there's more. Even if the deadline issue were overlooked, the prosecution argues that Dr. Aoun's testimony would violate the Insanity Defense Reform Act of 1985, calling it irrelevant, prejudicial, and impermissible under the rules of evidence. Ouch. And if you're wondering what exactly Dr. Aoun planned to testify about, the prosecution has been tight-lipped. What's clear, though, is that Aoun's testimony would reportedly weigh in on whether Combs was lucid during the alleged trafficking activities. The catch? Dr. Aoun never actually examined Diddy. The government contends this expert opinion is essentially just hearsay, an opinion based on what others say, not what Aoun directly observed. It's a tricky situation for the defense, which could struggle to defend this angle in court. But Diddy's legal team isn't without its victories. In a recent hearing, Judge Arun Subramanian allowed Combs' lawyers to use a swinger's defense. According to his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, Combs believed that a certain lifestyle was both acceptable and common, and that many people practice it. Agnifilo defended the claim, suggesting that what's deemed inappropriate by some might be perfectly acceptable in certain circles. However, the judge was not convinced, pointing out that Combs' team failed to provide examples of high-profile individuals who share his alleged lifestyle. Amid these legal back and forths, the charges against Combs are serious and multifaceted. The rapper is accused of running a criminal enterprise through his businesses, which include Bad Boy Entertainment and Combs Enterprises. Federal prosecutors have alleged that he used a variety of abusive tactics, ranging from physical and emotional abuse to firearms and threats of violence, to maintain control over his victims. These charges form the basis of the original indictment unsealed in mid-September, which includes counts of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, as well as transporting individuals to engage in prostitution. As if this wasn't enough, the stakes were raised when prosecutors filed additional charges in April, accusing Combs of engaging in sex trafficking as recently as 2024. He allegedly transported a female victim, identified as Victim 2, and other sex workers across state lines for the purpose of prostitution, extending over a period of several years, from 2021 to 2024. So, what happens now? Diddy's trial is scheduled to begin on May 5, and it's clear that both sides are gearing up for a battle. With the prosecution aiming to limit the defense's arguments, and the defense trying to secure the most effective testimony possible, the trial promises to be as high stakes as it gets. It remains to be seen whether the expert testimony will be allowed or if the case will hinge on other factors. Whatever the outcome, this case is far from over, and the public is waiting to see if the truth will set Diddy free. What's your take? What do you think? Could this case be a turning point for celebrity justice, or will it only deepen the scrutiny of figures like Diddy? Stay tuned for the next twist in this legal saga.